All right, let's begin. I want you to think of the next few minutes as a personal session, just you and me. We're going to dive into that complicated and, let's be honest, often exhausting relationship we have with our online selves. And more importantly, we're going to find a path forward. So let's start right there. Does this hit home? Does your online life ever just feel exhausting? Yeah, let's start with that feeling. That sense of digital fatigue that just kind of creeps in after all the endless scrolling and posting and, well, performing? If you've ever felt that way, believe me, you are in exactly the right place.
So, consider this your session. And the most important thing to get right away is this. It is not just you. Seriously. That feeling of being totally drained or disconnected by the very platforms that are supposed to connect us, that's not some personal failing. It's a really common human experience these days, and we're going to unpack it together.
Wow. Just read that. Does that sound familiar at all? It's the central paradox we're all facing, isn't it? We pour all this effort into creating this digital version of ourselves, only to end up feeling more distant from who we really are. That feeling of disconnection, that's the first big signpost on our journey today. Okay, so to really understand what's happening here, we need something like a diagnosis. And that starts with understanding the main character in this whole story, your digital self. So let's really define who you are online. So here's what we mean by the digital self. It's not fake, it's just edited. Think of it as a carefully selected collection of moments and thoughts. It's not inherently good or bad, but understanding that it is a curated version of you, well, that's the crucial first step to getting a handle on all this.
And this slide just lays out the central conflict perfectly. On one side, you've got the curated self. It's the highlight reel, polished and idealized, and it's always seeking validation and approval. On the other side, you've got the authentic self. It's complex, it's messy, it's the full story, and it's seeking genuine connection and understanding. That exhaustion we feel, that's the energy it takes to manage the gap between these two.
Now, here's a thought. What if I told you that feeling of burnout, of just being over it, is actually a positive sign? It might mean you're entering a really healthy, natural evolution of who you are.
This is so important, I want you to really let it sink in. This feeling isn't you failing at social media. This is your psyche succeeding at growing up. It's like your internal compass is recalibrating, pointing away from the noise of external validation and back towards your own inner sense of worth. And honestly, that's a profound sign of maturity.
This journey tends to follow a pattern. Most of us start at stage 1, the performance stage, where we're constantly creating content for an audience. That leads to stage 2, burnout, which feels terrible, but it's the necessary push into stage 3, the authenticity stage. This is where you get that growing desire to just align your online and offline selves. That's where the real relief is. So just take a second. Where do you see yourself on this map right now?
Okay, so we've done the diagnosis. Now it's time for the treatment plan. And don't worry, these aren't huge, drastic measures. They're small, intentional shifts you can start making to feel better and a little more in control.
These steps are all about moving from passive scrolling to conscious engagement. The digital audit is about curating what you let in. The mindful post is about checking your own motivation. The authenticity experiment, that's a little act of bravery. And the log-off cue is simply about reclaiming your time. You don't have to do all of them. Just pick one to start with. Our session is wrapping up, but your own work is just beginning. So I want to leave you with some homework. Just a few questions to carry with you. And remember, there are no right or wrong answers, only your answers. So, first question. When do you feel most like your authentic self? Really think about it. Is it when you're with certain people or doing a specific hobby? Maybe it's when you're completely alone. Try to pinpoint that feeling. That is your North Star. Okay, now let's go a layer deeper. What part of that authentic self is missing from your digital self? Is it your quirky sense of humor, your vulnerability, your nerdy passion for something you think no one will get? Identifying what's missing is the first real step to bridging that gap.
And with that in mind, what is one tiny, manageable step you can take? Maybe it's just unfollowing one account that makes you feel inadequate, or sharing a photo that isn't perfect. Just one small thing to start closing that distance.
And I'll leave you with this final thought. What if we changed the entire metric of success? What if your value wasn't measured in likes or followers, but simply in how true you are to yourself? What would change for you if that became the only goal? Think on that. Our session is complete.